Okay, the third variation of the Sphinx. So this is the fourth. I haven't built it yet. And due to some limitations in the application of the number of objects, I'll see how I deal with it. But first, the story of the Okay, here we are. Okay, yeah, the third variation of the Sphinx, which sometimes actually yeah. Okay. Okay. Uncivilized, huh? 2 minutes to get to the... Well, I can restart or I actually can continue as it is. The story of the third Sphinx, which actually some places is mentioned as the second, where we start from quarter of initiation, but here quarter of civilization, and I marked it so I'll continue with that. The way of our civilization, being civilized, uncivilized, in the form, in the body. And it ended as the left angle cross of incarnation actually said, okay, oh boy, here we're incarnating, no more just mind, we're gonna get a body. And this body is the part of the Sphinx. There is a Sphinx. There is a Sphinx. Yeah? It's not just, I'm now Sphinx, I'm expressing myself now mutatively, I am the part of the Sphinx that came from here and there. There is a vehicle that is the way, that allows us to be so-called human or civilized, uncivilized around the wheel. So the Sphinx in the story, and here, unlike the other videos where the right angle was actually aligned to the right, the juxtaposition in the middle and the left to the left, limitations of this application, so we'll see how this version goes, where actually the Sphinx, yeah, as the mind incarnated into the Sphinx body, then the Sphinx became the driver to defy the explanation, to assimilate a dedicated contagion in order to contribute to uncertainty. As the sleeping phoenix in the now, through duality, is planning on experimentations through identification with consciousness to experience the separation from rulership that possess a confrontation in Eden through articulation of education of the vessel of love through extremes in order to prevent the service of stillness by demanding tension from provocation of individualism to penetrate beginnings of cycles of the Maya in detail, to obscure the laws that stimulate and distract the unexpected influence of the Alpha. So the four ways can retreat through refinement into the Sphinx, so-called back into the Sphinx, but into the duality part of the Sphinx, where the Sphinx is looking towards the future. So all of this, as I mentioned, which makes the quarter, these incarnations, the crosses, unique. Each quarter is the juxtaposition crosses. They're binding the form in their uniqueness. This is kind of to get lost differently in how it seems, yeah? Wherever we can start, we can actually go through the journey, yeah? Maybe next time. But this aspect of the juxtaposition, which makes each quarter unique, the specific 16 bridges of these juxtaposed crosses, and so they bind that specific purpose of that quarter in its chemistry, yeah, whether it's our inner incarnated chemistry or the totality's chemistry, and the left angles which bind two oppositions, two quarters that oppose each other, which comes through its meaning even when it's the Sun Earth and you incarnate on that. So you got actually the aspect of how the left angle sees the other. It sees one quarter, sees the other quarter. So one cross in a way sees the other on the other side. The left angles actually, and whether you're a left angle and you're going to see that in your life in the fulfillment of, let's say, you're a cross of education on the, so yeah, when I actually here write the second version, it means well, actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, the form in this variation. So the right angle shows me how I put it here now in numbers. The third 3R is the third variation. I started actually from mutation, so and it leads to the form version of education, which actually looks to the other side, to mutation, to its also grounding aspect or binding aspect as a left angle. And and again, the unique aspect of the left angle crosses that actually see the other, the transpersonal karmas that actually see the other, and the right angle variation that, although it's so-called busy in its own personal destiny, whether just see itself in its own specific gate as a 1-3, or in all the variations in between, up to the ones who so-called see the other side, the harmonic gate on the surface in the body graph, the 4-6. But actually, although it's a personal destiny, this personal destiny is related to all the quarters, just kind of look at that from this angle or that. So this was a bit of the quarter of form, where it's actually the Sphinx. The way is there is a vehicle, maybe we'll say uncivilized because it's here to be created, to be formed, and go through up until the four ways, which actually end with, yeah, just here, yeah. If you see here at the bottom, the third variation of the four ways, the form way, which is through the bridge of retreat to meet actually through refinement the other side, which is mutation, where actually form and mutation bring refinement. Yeah, if I wasn't, again, I haven't double checked it, so I cannot vouch for that. I'll leave it for other people, or for the next time I'll read it and double check it. But yeah, which again leads back again to the Sphinx. Yeah, the variation of duality next time. But yeah, this is just another story on looking at the crosses and how just I'm reaching through this process of just watching my life, being able to tell the story as I see it. So this was the going through, in and out of the quarter of form.